Hello and welcome back to Max Runout. This is part 7 of our series on injection molding plastic parts in a home shop. And up to this time we've been building machines and testing machines and etc. And today we're going to take the final step here and actually try to make some plastic parts. So without further ado, let's get going. Okay, today we're really going to do it. We're going to take our first shot at actually molding some plastic. We've got the injector set up pretty much as we did during the test that we ran. And probably the only thing I added was I got a clamp on here to keep the when the lever of this is on the forward side, it tends to push down even when you're not pushing on it. So I got this clamp that I can put on here to hold it in place. So we got a bunch of plastic ground up and ready to put in the injector. And I've prepared myself fully. I've got my Tom Lipton Ox Tools t-shirt on. It's in the color that is A-Bomb 79, Adam Booth's favorite color. And I got the hat on, which is the same one that Randy Richard wears in all his videos. And so I guess with all that good mojo working for me, if this hat gets blown off or it doesn't do the trick, I've got my Keith Fenner hat from his channel, and so like I say, with all that good mojo working for me, what could possibly go wrong? So for those of you who don't follow machining YouTube sites, these guys are all expert machinists, and what they make, the results always come out good for them. So I guess that's why I'm hoping that some of that will rub off on me. But this is something new for me, so we're going to see how it goes. And with that, we'll get started. Okay, we're getting set up for our first attempt at molding a plastic part. The injector is pretty much as you saw it the last time, except I do not have the mold on the bottom at the moment. Instead, I'm going to put a plug in there, and this plug has in it a hole the same size as the hole in my mold. I don't know how well this stuff is going to flow, so I'll try it first with this. The idea being I can see how well it flows with this plug, and then if that's not satisfactory, then I can make the hole in the mold bigger. So we'll try it with this first. Okay, this contains the remains of several bottles, all kind of a milky white color. I had a gallon jug of windshield washer fluid and a half-gallon jug of bleach that I used, and then I had 2 small shampoo bottles. I ground this all up on my shredder. I was pretty careful to keep this stuff clean. I washed the bottles before I put them in here, and also I vacuumed the whole shredder off before I started grinding this up, because I had been grinding some black colored ABS plastic, and I was concerned that I would get contamination, and in fact I did get a little bit. There was some really fine particles of ABS that I missed, and so the stuff looks a little dirty, but not bad. It's only a very, very slight amount of contamination. So I got this highly modified racing funnel here, which I can Well, it does fit. I have to get underneath here, and that'll allow me to pour this in without removing the whoops, got a big piece in there. I think it's full to the top. Didn't take as much as I thought to fill it up. So yeah, my cylinder is full to the top here, my injection cylinder. So we're going to now have to figure out how to get this out of here without spilling all of the plastic parts out of it. Okay, that's all right. Not much. Now we'll heat this up and let it settle down, and then I'm sure we're going to have to add some more as time goes on. Okay, here we go. Power is on. Temperature set for, as it was before, for 204 Celsius, which is like about 410 or so Fahrenheit. And we're starting to climb up. It's up to 100 degrees C, and we're starting to pick up a little bit of a kind of a plasticky smell. My guess is this will compress down. Oh yeah, it's already compressing down quite a bit. So we'll get our funnel going here, and put some more material in there. Okay, we're once again full to the top. Stuff feels a little more solid now. I think we'll probably just use that much for the time being. Some of these are actually kind of sticking together, that spilled over the top, so it's getting pretty warm in there. 175. Give it a little squeeze here, see if anything happens. It's continuing to compress, but I don't have anything coming out the bottom yet. Really pretty easy to, I guess we're just squeezing the air out of it. It's going somewhere. feel more resistance now. Still nothing out the bottom. We lost some video on that one. The camera, the chip, our card in the camera ran out of space, and so we missed the very end of that. But basically what happened is I was waiting for the some of the plastic to start oozing out of that the plug that I had in there, and in fact it eventually it did, and just a minute or so or a few seconds after the video ended, and then I leaned on I pulled the plug out, put the mold in, and I leaned on the lever of the arbor press and pressed it in there, and then when I thought I had the mold filled, I took the mold off, put it in cold water, and the next thing you'll see is the results of that. Okay, we let the mold cool off in cold water, and had it sitting there for a bit, and I dried it off, and I did not see any plastic coming out this little hole, and I poked a stylus in there, and it does not look like this bottom part anyway has filled, but we'll take it apart here and see what the rest of it looks like. Okay, this bottom section is loose. And yeah, I can see we really did not fill the mold very well. Okay, well, I think what I got to do is, well, probably one thing I should do is open that hole up a little bit so we can get more plastic through there faster. I will do that. Bolt came right out, and I guess probably for the next shot we will let the mold get a little hotter. I'll leave the power on longer so that the mold has a chance to get warm. So it partially filled, but must have got cold before it could get all the way in there. Okay, well, we'll try again. Okay, we got the plastic out of the mold, but it was trickier than I thought. I clearly have much to learn about being a mold maker. This part didn't want to come out, and I finally unscrewed the feed tube, I guess you want to call it, out of the mold, and this part didn't want to come out, and finally it dawned on me the reason it didn't want to come out is that there was a small hole in there, so it was big on this side and it was big on this side, and so it was trapped in there. So I got on the drill press and I drilled through the top here, which released this part. So now I had that out, but for some reason I couldn't get this part out. I expected it to slide out, but then I had one of those aha moments. I ended up turning it, and so what happened is when the plastic came out of the tube here, the pipe nipple, I guess you want to call it, it took up the threads, the remaining threads that were in the mold, and so now that had to be screwed out of there to get it out. So, well, there's a couple things I want to try. First of all is I want to open up that the hole in the mold to let the plastic flow more freely through there, and then I'm going to have to think of something to do about the threads. So I'm going to have to cogitate on that a while and come back here and give it another try. Well, I've been thinking about my initial flop there, and what I'm going to do. One of the things I wanted to show you was how well this is the sprue out of the original, my first trial, and as I told you, it got caught in the threads, and so I couldn't get it out. But it's remarkable at how well it molded those threads. It fits right in the threads. Actually, I've deepened these a little bit since then, but even before that, it fit right in, and screws in just like it was made for it. So anyway, this plastic does a good job of molding, and obviously will deal with fine features. So anyway, what I finally decided was the only solution to the problem right now, based on the way I've got it set up with the screw-in pipe there, was to take and open up the hole behind the threads so that the part would be able to come out of there. So I've got here's the a pipe, a 1/4 inch. This is the one I used the first time, and you can see that. I think you can see that the pipe now, it'll actually be a little tighter once I put a pair of pliers on it, but it comes up to the edge of the hole now, and so I can't have that problem with the threads getting caught. Now the downside of this, of course, is that it leaves a big ugly sprue on the front of the knob, but I can clean that up, and if I decide to go with a different approach, I can always put a plug in the mold and fill this hole up, and then come up with another approach. I can make a press fit part that'll fit in there, and start over. But for now, I'm going to try it this way, because the upside of this, of course, is that it gives a really big passageway for the plastic. Well, the last time I had trouble with the plastic cooling before it really got into the mold, and that was perhaps at least partly because it was going through a small hole. This time there won't be that problem. So I'm going to do a couple other things. One of them is I'm going to let the plastic heat up quite a bit longer than I did before. I started trying to press it through as soon as it got up to temperature, and as I think about it, probably the nozzle was at that temperature, but a little further up the tube it may not have been. So, and of course the other thing that was true is according to the manufacturer of the plastic, you can run this in a room temperature mold, but that also may be with very, very high pressure. I think they specified 1800 psi, and with it being rammed in there really fast. So we're going to try it with. I'm going to put a shorter pipe on here so that the mold heats up more, and after the mold is on, I'm going to leave the heater on for some time. I don't know, another 10-15 minutes or so the mold gets up to a higher temperature, and so we'll try that. Let's see what else. I guess that's it. I opened this up and shorter pipe so that the mold heats better, and giving it more time to warm up. So we'll give that a try. And then of course the other thing I can do is change to my Keith Fenner Turn Right Machine Works hat. You never know, that might help some too. So we're going to give it another shot here. We're ready to go again with another shot at making a plastic part. We got a plug in the bottom yet. We haven't put the mold on, and we're going to fill up the hopper here with okay, we're full up now. We'll end up doing that a couple more times, I imagine. Alright, I'm going to keep track of the time this time. And power is on. And the temperature's starting to come up. This warm up pretty good this time to make sure we got it good and hot through and through. Like I say, I'm monitoring the temperature right down here, but up at the top here it may not be as warm, so we're gonna let it soak a while this time. And then after we get the I want to make sure that I don't squeeze any plastic part way into the mold and then not be able to get it the rest of the way. So my plan is I'm going to take I'm going to let this in here till it gets good and hot, and then maybe 10 minutes or so, and then I'm going to squeeze a little bit of plastic out the end so that I know it's fluid, and then I will use this clamp to stop the ram from descending any further, and then that way I won't push any more out. And then when I'm ready to squeeze the plastic out, then I'll, after I get this clamp, then I will take the plug out, put the mold in, and then I should be able to let it, let it stand a while again, because this will keep it from pushing any plastic into the mold. And then when I'm ready, then I'll pull the clamp off and try to shoot the mold here. So we're up to 126 degrees. Okay, about 10 minutes is, 9 minutes, I guess. 9 minutes has gone by. And we did decide to raise the temperature a little bit. I'm up to, I set it up to 210 degrees because I did the recalculation, I guess. 210 degrees is closer to my target, which was 410 Fahrenheit. So just 210 degrees Celsius, and we're almost up to there now at the actual temperature. we're going to let it go for well, another half a minute or so, and maybe a little longer here. Let's see how we've added plastic and squeezed it down a couple of times. Try to get all the air out. And now we're starting to get a little plastic out the bottom of the okay, we're going to add the last little bit of plastic now. Okay. Okay, here goes the mold. Okay, that's on. Now we're going to give it a good 5 minutes or so for the mold to come up to temperature. And we'll leave it a little warmer this time. 15 minutes has expired so far. I noticed that when I screwed the cold mold on there, it backed the temperature down a little bit. Quite a bit. So the system's got to get going to get it heated up again. That may have happened last time and I didn't notice it. So we want to at least wait long enough for that nozzle temperature to get back to something close to 210. So I gotta have a little bit of a wait here because I guess the thermal time constant of the mold is going to take a while. It's dragging it down right now, probably because all the heat being transferred from here to here. Doesn't feel warm yet though. Well, yeah, it does. I'll take that back. Feels pretty warm. Probably, you know, I don't know, 110 degrees or so. This is crawling back up now. I don't know if you can read that. You'll be able to read that on your computer or not. I'm reading 197 now against the target of 210, 198. Okay, we're going on 18 minutes into the exercise here. The temperature's overrun a little bit, but that's okay. We'll gonna give her a shot right now. Okay, well, that's as much as we're going to get out of it. Okay, the mold is cooled down now, and I got it off of the machine and put it in cold water, and you can see some good news here. That little hole I drilled in the bottom has plastic oozing out of it, so we know at least this part of the mold filled, and now we're going to have to see what the rest of it looks like. I'm going to go, well, that'll come off. I'm going to break that little piece off. I'm going to go off camera for a minute here. Okay, I got my knife and I cut that little piece of plastic off here, and also loosen these bolts about a turn. Cap screws, I guess I should say. Now, we're going to see if my scheme for opening this is going to work. That stuff, when I cut that with my knife, it was remarkably tough. I really had to go at it to cut that, so I may not be able to unscrew this by hand. I don't know. Well, yeah, there it goes. Hey, look at that. I think we got a knob this time. Okay, now my scheme was to put a little spacer in here and then turn this clockwise and see if I can get it to pull the other half of the knob out of the, whoa, if I can get it to pull the other half of the knob out. Let me go get a spacer. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I got a couple of just little scraps of aluminum in there. That's far enough apart. Now, let's see what happens. No. So far, nothing. I don't, well, this one may be too far in there. We don't want it to hit the knob. Okay, we're going to have to put that in the vise and turn it. I'll be right back. One thing to look at before we take that out of there, I unscrewed the half of it, and you can see it's kind of interesting how much this stuff shrunk. You can see a clear space between the plastic and the mold. So it's definitely shrunk. I don't know what's holding it on right now, but I think what I'm going to do alternatively is I'm going to get a punch or something. I'm going to give this a whack and see if I can knock it out that way. Be right back. Okay, we gave it one whack with the punch right here, and out it came. And by golly, we got a knob. It's looks just like it's supposed to. I guess it's got a little bit of shrinkage here. Let me see if I can, I'll put the magnifying glass on here so you can see that better. See it. You can see by the reflections that right in this area there's some shrinkage, but it ain't bad. I'm happy. All that effort was worth it. The bolt obviously is captured solidly in there, and this stuff is remarkably tough. Like I say, when I tried to cut it with a knife, it was tough. So I think what we'll do is put this in a lathe here, and maybe we'll clean that sprue off. But by golly, I think we got a part here. I'm happy. I'm pleased with the outcome. So I'll clean it up, and then we'll have one more look at it. Okay, there we go. We got a knob. I'm gonna put this to work right away. I got a spot on my bandsaw that allows me to change the blades, and every time I do that I got to get a wrench out and fumble around underneath it. So I'm going to put this to work right away. I notice it has a little bubble in it right there. I don't know how that happened, but apparently had a little bit of air left in it, but the rest of it looks pretty good. So I'm going to make some more of these. I got several things I need to use these knobs for, but then maybe we'll try to make some other parts later. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, give me some comments and thumbs up or whatever, and if you're interested, I'll keep going. I got some other projects I can make videos of, and maybe some more plastic parts as time goes on. See, it's unbreakable too. How about that? Okay, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.